Yeah. Well, we've had a chat about
Okay.
detoxing and
Lisa,
Yeah.
is your camera not working?
It's
flaky.
A bit intense, huh? Like disco.
it's just going through. I'm just processing something at the moment, so I'll leave it as just my picture for the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So,
just processing something.
so let's start off. If anybody has any particular issues or particular questions, then maybe bring that. Maybe Lisa, if you've got a particular issue or question, and then we can try resolve that, and then we can use whatever extra time we have to maybe just do a summarization of my sound. We can do a summarization of Peter's sound, and we can do a summarization of Shivani's sound. But let's start off. Maybe Shivani's got some questions. Maybe Lisa, you've got some questions. Let's discuss. It's not like I'm an expert in any way. Um, so we'll try start the conversation, and if we need to do some research and look at some look for the answers, or maybe we need to go away and come back and resolve whatever issues that we can't resolve between all of us, then we can do that. But first of all, let's see what particular, if anybody has particular issues that they would like to address.
I do have a specific question in terms of because the broadband that we've got here is really crap. At the moment, I'm just tethering my phone, and I get much better performance on the phone than I do on the broadband. Just to let you know how bad the line is. But our options are between Vodafone, which gives us 67 down and 20 up, or Virgin, which just gives us 108 down and 10 up. Now, what is the uplink, the required uplink speed for a decent video conference with proper sound, with 44.8 kilohertz?
Okay, so that's a really good question. That's a really good question. All I know is that particularly with Zoom, the better your internet, the better quality it's going to be. Like, you can have the best sound system, the best microphone, the best interface, and none of it means anything unless your internet is good. So at the moment, if you go to the mute button and you go to settings of audio settings, and you bring up your Zoom settings, it brings up a whole list of different things. And if you scroll down and you go to statistics, that gives you a good idea of how Zoom is interacting with the resources on your computer. So on there you can see Zoom has got, like, for me it's 11%, and it's using memory 135 megs. And overall, I can see it's peaking. So there's something going on. Maybe I've got too many apps open or something like that. But bandwidth, I'm using 377 kilobytes per second.
That's what I was after.
And 1686 kilobytes received. So it doesn't require a huge amount. It's not like a massive amount, but obviously, the more the better. So I guess your question with O2, would be sufficient, or Vodafone would be sufficient. But personally, in my personal capacity, I've just had a really bad experience with Vodafone, and I think that apparently in all the yearly sort of stats, they come out always the worst for customer service and customer satisfaction.
So that hasn't changed in the last 10 years, because I researched that quite a lot of detail ages
ago.
ago.
No, they tried to scam me this last year.
Okay.
They ran a big scam.
But then 10 megabits per second uplink, if I'm only using 870 kilobits per second now, at 10 megabits would be fine, would be more than enough for two or three of us to be able to.
Let's check. If you go to a browser and you just go to speedtest.net, then let's just go check on what our speeds are at the moment, and we can test. We can see, based on the picture, the quality of the picture, what that looks like for each person. It's speedtest.net, and
are we all? You want us all to do a speed test? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good, interesting.
Okay.
Just
okay.
see. You go to. I'm just going to share my screen so that if anybody's watching this video at a later stage, they can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I've got 67, just over 60 megs download.
You were talk. Okay.
Which is utility warehouse.
So on my 4G, I get 6.41 down and 2.95 up.
Yeah, so you see, you don't require that much to get a really good connection because you sound pretty good at the moment, you know. Mine is 16 meg up and 66 down. What's yours, Shivani?
I'm just doing it now.
But, you know, even with Peter, with that, you know, 2 or 3 up or 2 or 3 down, it's sufficient, huh?
Yeah.
Now, if we just do some research and saying,
Well, I can see if Zoom is using about 1 kilobits per second, if I go into my resource monitor in Windows, I can see how much of the available network capacity is being used by Zoom.
Yeah. Zoom requires internet bandwidth up to 3 megabytes per second to let you use all its functions and features, including video calls and group calls. But you can use slower speeds for lower tech tasks like one-to-one video calls and screen sharing, which only take 0.6 megabytes.
So mine's 32 megabytes on the download and 7 on the upload.
Okay, cool. So that's good. And Lisa, can you check that?
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest. I've been going through quite a process since 20th of March last year. And basically, I'm not sure how much to tell you, but I've been very, very ungrounded, very, very unfocused, and having the most amazing spiritual experiences and that with angels, etc. But what I'm trying to get at is that I haven't managed to have time to go through the Sacred Sound Festival and Heart Collective website properly. So while you were talking about the bandwidth, I really, really apologize for not paying attention, but I wanted to make sure I knew how to use it and navigate it because my tech is rubbish. So please laugh rather than judge. But I'm happy that I can navigate my way around the amazing website. And one question I will have, which I didn't join Saturday because I was busy, is how to create events on there because I missed that one. But I did miss how you were saying how to check speed bandwidth. So if you want to go through it again, I'm happy to have a look, or you can move on, no problem.
All you need to go is go to this website, speedtest.net.
Okay, I'm just doing it now. Speedtest.net.
Yeah, and just test your bandwidth, and we'll get an idea. Because the interference that we're seeing on your video, is that caused by you processing something on the computer?
I'm not sure quite what's happening with that. So,
or there might be an error, like a hardware error on your.
Let me see if I can sort this out. Speedtest.net. Speedtest.net. Okay, so I'm in speedtest.net.
Yeah, just follow the prompts. It'll prompt you to go okay this and okay that.
It says result settings go.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, thank you for guiding me again. I appreciate it.
We should set up a course for this, Samesh.
Yeah, no, we will. We will. You know, all this stuff is so much easier to share with people on that course structure, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, when I put the artist onboarding course together, it was just really, really, it's so simple. I I want to do one for MuseScore. I was fiddling around with it earlier today. I've been capturing Angel Heart.
Yeah, great. Oh. And the other, so yeah, but the other way to get a better internet connection is actually connect your Wi-Fi router into your computer
With a hardwire,
Ethernet.
Ethernet cable. Yeah.
Okay, so my download is 61.11. Is that good or bad?
That's great. Really good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
My upload is 18.61.
That's really good. Who's your provider?
Well, currently it's BT, but I'm going to be changing ASAP because my line metal runs out, and I want to go with a company that is more eco and consciously aware, and with more truthful and
Integrity.
Good integrity is the word. Thank you. Integrity and values.
That's actually interesting. I haven't considered any of that. Have you selected a provider?
Not yet. I haven't researched. I have changed my energy, my gas and electric, to a green provider, but now it's going to be for the internet, hopefully soon. So, but I'm pleased it's working. What's the ping MS ping?
It's a number. It's the amount of time in milliseconds that it takes for the signal to get from your PC to the server.
Ah, okay.
So that 7-millisecond ping that's really good. That's a very fast ping.
So download if with a new provider. I don't understand all the technical side of it for the moment, but I'm happy that my computer and speed is okay, internet's okay, and yeah, it's process my process that's causing my video, but hopefully that will resolve very soon.
Well, put it this way, when we started off with the internet, we were sort of connecting to the internet with a dial-in modem. And that modem was 0.32 kilobytes per second, which was pretty fast.
Yeah.
And so the speed that we've got now is like 660% faster.
I remember when we pushed up. I remember when we pushed up from 2400 to 9600 baud. I was a lot younger.
Yeah, we had 64 kilobyte modem. It was like, you were really cool then.
Yeah.
Look at us now, man. Very posh. Okay, so Peter, you're not running a very fast speed, and it's still working, right?
Yeah.
So
how's my sound coming out there? Is it video or is it consistent? Is it laggy?
No, it's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, that's
really
good.
Okay, so that's question number 1. Question number 2.
From our side?
Yeah. Do you have a question, Lisa?
Yeah, my question at the moment that's coming to me is how do we create events on the website? Because I would have loved to have created an event for Dia de Mero in Rosenda for last Wednesday for their Icaros prayers on Facebook, and also opened the Zoom so that people could have joined, but I didn't. I was going through stuff, and anyway, I didn't learn in time, so I was just wondering if you could guide me
in future. If you just let us know any way you can, then we'll set it up and share it, because we can share it on the the mailing list as well, which is 1,200 people. And we can also set up the event on the platform itself. But I can show you how to do that event.
Is it fairly simple? Because I'm pretty intelligent, so I will understand it pretty quickly, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, it's pretty easy. It's like, have you ever set up an event on Facebook?
No.
Okay, well, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty straightforward. Just follow But we can do it. We can do a little like what do you call it? Like a little step through of it.
Okay.
You can definitely do that. I just want to focus on tech for now.
Okay.
And then maybe we can do that afterwards.
Brilliant. Thank you, Samesh. Thank you. If not, I can always touch base with Alessandra.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that she was in that meeting, so I can always ask Alessandra to help me with that. So don't worry too much for tonight, because in fact tonight I'm I tell
you what, this is the way you do it. Like you try and break it, and then in that breaking process and failing process you learn. So I'll give you the start of the process of learning is that you just need to go to the platform. You can get into the platform, yeah?
Yep.
Go to the events and try and create one. Just see if you can do it. Like that's the first step.
Is it really, really simple, Samesh?
Yeah, well, you're an intelligent lady. And you're full of confidence. So
I don't know about that, but I'm intelligent.
Should be a doddle. Should be a doddle, absolute doddle for you.
And I've got the ability to be super positive as well. So there's a biodynamic gardening on tomorrow.
And if you get stopped by anything, you still have any questions, just private message me and we'll deal with it.
Okay.
And in the meantime, I'll try and find some time to put a little tutorial together. That was the word. Tutorial on how to create an event on the platform. And then we can just point, if you have a question or somebody else has a question about creating an event, we can just point you towards that.
It's really easy.
It is really easy, yeah.
Oh my god, it's so easy. Sign into your Zoom account to start Zoom. Quick question, and then back to tech. I'm sorry, we've done a bit of a red herring and deviated. But with the Zoom on events, etc., online, would we use the Sacred Heart Collective or Sacred Sound Festival, Sacred Heart Collective Zoom, or our own one?
You can use mine. You can use ours. Like it's completely open. I can give you the login and the password. You can use it, no problem.
Okay, because I guess if it's going to be an event for the sacred, I've got nothing at the moment that comes to me, but if it's an event for the community, the Sacred Heart Collective community or Sacred Sound Festival community or one of the communities, then it would make perhaps sense to use the community, the main community Zoom.
Yeah, we're paying for it, so we might as well use it.
Yeah, good idea. I've got one for teaching, but not for. So yeah, okay. Well, thank you. Restrictive ending, really simple. So thank you for taking the time for that.
You're welcome. If you have any questions, just let me know. We'll sort it out.
Okay, thank you, Samesh.
Peter has a question. What requirements does Zoom have for internet speeds, or is that? In Zoom?
That's a question we covered earlier. I just captured it so we can just copy and paste the text from this later.
Okay, cool, excellent. Okay, well done, Peter. So, Shivani, do you have any deep, highly complicated technical questions for us professionals?
Well, I guess like I was saying to you earlier, my questions are a little bit more complicated because I have actually, through numerous YouTube tutorials, worked my way through the various audio settings in that are in Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I was going to. Okay, fine. Yeah. So and there's loads of new ones which I realise that some people might not have got on there. So most people know about the enable original sound. And then you can also choose high fidelity music mode as well as stereo audio if you choose. So mine are really related to what type of microphone I can use or any recommendations, because what I do is teaching yoga and then, you know, with sound healing. So when I was doing yoga, teaching the yoga, and then I was going to do maybe a crystal bowls meditation, I was switching mics, which was a little bit of a faff. But now what I'm doing is I'm actually needing something that works for my voice, whether it's talking or singing, as well as the instruments, because I'm using something where I'm talking people through guided meditation and imagery in yin shapes, and using visualization for them to place the bowl in their imagination on their body while I play it. So they receive the sounds in the area that we're specifically intending them to go based on what they've shared with me.
Okay, cool. Well,
so that's my main question, is just like trying to find out the best way.
Peter has a good microphone. Let's see if Peter has if he has any microphone experience. Peter.
Very little.
Okay,
I've just been playing around with the settings now. I didn't realize that there was a high fidelity sound setting. How's the sounding now?
Yeah, good.
Okay. That's all good. So if we personally don't have any experience on thing, then what we do is let's just go.
Well, I've got a friend of mine. It's got he makes microphones. He owns Aston Mics, and that's where this one comes from. And it's a really nice mic. I think it retails for about 250 pounds. I don't know what it is now.
Honey, what's your budget for a microphone?
Well, it's the microphone, and you have to get the stands, eh?
What's the stand?
Well, the stand's really cheap. The stand is £25 on Amazon.
What's your budget?
About £150. I've already spent £225 on the Zoom H5.
Yeah.
Got the microphone built in, but like I said, it's not strong enough for my voice, as well as the assortment of different instruments. I need something else so that I can place it more specifically.
I'll send you a link to the one that I've got.
Okay.
It is a really nice mic. It's a dynamic. Really nice if I could actually find the Aston mic. There you go.
So I did do some research, and from that I worked out that condenser mic was going to be better than, is it called a diaphragm? What's the other one called? For some reason I'm thinking diaphragmatic, but I think that's just, can't be called that. What's the other one called, Samesh?
But you want a particular microphone for music. So one is voice, and other is music. So this search is not going to make any headway for us.
Okay, thanks, Peter.
Best Zoom best microphone for music in Zoom. Let's see that.
The only downside of this one is it is an XLR mic. It needs the 48-volt phantom power, so you can't just plug it straight into your PC. It needs to go through an audio interface.
Yeah, that's what the Zoom H5 can do. You have to plug it in. So you can use the mic top as it is. It's got two little microphones. And I can use it as it is, but there's an opportunity you can plug in two other external mics as well through the ports at the bottom.
I see. Okay.
And I just discovered that I do need that in order to pick up my voice, as well as, you know, the bowls, for example.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all about. That's not really going to do us much good.
I got a PreSonus audio interface, which it worked, but it doesn't do any pre-processing before it hits the machine. So you end up with your mono channels hitting the PC, and also the voice back just didn't work. It ended up echoing the voice, the sound back from the PC, back out to the PC. So you end up with a terrible echo as soon as you turn it off.
Okay. Yeah.
So that just didn't work. What I've done now is I've got this this Behringer mixer, and I tell you, I'm very happy with it.
Okay.
It's the QX1204 USB, so it's got the audio interface built into it, and the sound goes back. I've set it up now. The sound from Zoom comes back through the mixer into the earphones, and it doesn't interfere with anything. It all just works out the box.
So in your research, Ronnie, what did you come up with? What did the...
Well, at a certain point, I realised that what I needed, I think I worked out that a pair of condenser mics would be my best bet. And that was fairly economical with stands as well. What's the other one called? It's just totally escaping me now. So I think that's what I established from that. And it was only just a little bit too late that I realised that having bought the Zoom H5, which is predominantly a recording unit, actually a very good one, that unless I was going to do a lot of recording, that I'd kind of overpaid really when I really just needed an audio interface. So now I'm in a situation whereby I've already spent over £200 on this Zoom. However, it has encouraged me. I have started to do some recordings on it, both of sound healing bowls and drumming in the forest, and it picks up a lot. So that's it. So it is really good from that, but that wasn't primarily what I needed it for. But there's a lot of mics out there, and it's kind of a bit, being a total novice, it's quite difficult. And I feel like I've already spent a lot, so it feels more important to, spend my money more correctly or accurately for what I need in this next investment as I move forward into offering online sound healings and blending the bowls with the yoga at the same time rather than having the separate parts, which is really where I'm going with it.
Hi, Aura.
Oh, Aura might be able to give us.
Hey,
Aura.
Hi, Aura.
Hi, people. So nice to see you.
Hi, Aura.
How are you?
Good. I came before, but it was too early, and then I had to teach, and I just wanted to jump in.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Aura?
I'm originally from Mexico, but I'm now in the Netherlands.
Ah, qué bien.
Sí.
Fue otro tiempo podemos hablar en español porque sería genial de jugar y con el idioma.
Perfecto.
Aura, maybe you can help us with this question. Shivani had a question about the best microphones to pick up the sound and voice. And as I remember it, your sound is really good, and you're picking up your flute, which is obviously like quite a difficult instrument to mic up.
Yeah, I mean, well, right now I'm using this is an AKG. AKG is a clip mic, that I use like this. I don't know if you hear it well, but for me it's also very. I'm not even sure which number it is. It's not one of the most expensive ones, but for flute I like it. It works quite well. This is the mic but actually no, this is not what I used. I used a Rodo mic that time, which is not a bad one. And actually I just bought one that I ordered from a sound engineering friend recommended to me. Is a guy from Sweden who makes very good mics. He said it's a kind of like the Newman mics, but those mics are very expensive, are like 1,000 euros, and these are he makes very similar kind of condenser mics as well, but at a much more affordable price, like 150. Actually, I paid 150 euros.
Wow.
If you want, I can just send you the website.
That would be great.
Let me just check. But I'm really not an expert with this. I still need to, because that time also I had some help, no, from my friends. I'm just going to throw it here in the chat. Yeah, there is the website. So I just got my sound card actually, but because I remember you had a very good sound also, Somesh, when you were talking and everything. So
Yeah, I can run through my sound. It's very simple and very
yeah,
quick as well.
that will be great. That
Yeah,
will be
run
great.
through exactly what I did.
Yeah, because I remember like your sound, even when you were speaking, it was great actually.
Yeah, I'm happy with the result. It's really deep.
Yeah.
So Shivani, you're basically looking for one microphone for your voice, and then one microphone for your instruments. Is that right? Or maybe two microphones for your instruments.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to need to get two instruments. I've got two ports on the Zoom recorder that I can plug into, and I can't see a way. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm not sure if I can still use, say, one of the top ones, which are already built in, if I plug one into line one, for example. I think probably it's going to be either external ones or the built-in one, not one and one, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
If I could get away with just buying one external mic, then I would, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You know what I find the best for these type of questions, especially when you're trying to purchase something, is like actually phoning the company like Gear for Music, you know, the company that you're going to order it from. And they always have like the most like really knowledgeable sales staff, because they get all these technical questions all the time. And I think that could be like a good thing to actually, you know, speak to one of those technicians who get these questions probably all the time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say thank you. One of the main reasons I connected tonight was just to kind of make sense of belonging really in the community, and to make closer friends with everyone, because it's nice to have that sense of belonging. I was saying to Peter earlier, and he was saying the human community as well. But what you're chatting about now doesn't kind of affect me in any way. And not only that, I really gotta go be somewhere else soon, so I hope I don't offend you if I leave a bit early.
Well, thanks for joining us, Lisa. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Cuídate. Have a lovely evening. Take care and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So this is a microphone I've just picked up. Yeah. So this here is like £50.
That's your mic?
It's a condenser Marantz, which is, you know, should be a pretty good make, you would think. And it says here, low cost doesn't mean low quality. With the Marantz MP 1000 condenser mic, you get studio grade sound without breaking the bank. From instrument recording to podcasting and more, the MPM one ensures maximum detail across a smooth frequency response. That means you hear every single nuance of your performance, no compromise, no coloration.
This might be a nice, a reasonable compromise for you, Shivani.
Yeah.
Has this site got a frequency response range for the mic?
Yeah, 20 to 20,000 hertz.
I mean, for a graph, because it's going to have different levels of response by frequency.
So, you know, like you go here, and then I would actually go and I would actually phone them and say, listen, you think about buying this microphone, and this is your setup, this is the tech that you've got.
Yeah.
What do you suggest? Because they're super helpful.
Okay. Cool. I've just written it down.
Oh, yeah.
Will you mind sharing the link of that mic?
Yeah. Gear4music.com. I'll put it in the chat.
Gear4music is a big music shop in England. If you search for anything musical, guitars, mixers, keyboards, anything, they're likely to come up. So they're easy to find.
But I mean for the mic.
For that specific mic.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just go back.
In fact, this guitar came from them. That was my first guitar.
So that looks like, you know, it's pretty affordable, I think, that one there.
Yeah.
And it comes with a little stand as well, so you wouldn't have to buy a separate stand for it, Shivani.
Yeah.
And a shock mount.
Yeah. So I don't know, but you know, speak to them first before you buy anything like that.
Yeah. Well, it's good if it's a low level one like that actually works, because of I need it, have it at low level for the bowls, but I still need something else for the voice that's higher.
Well, you know, the Shure 58 that I got, it sounds good, man. It's great.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks. I've written that down.
This microphone stand, Shivani, I don't know if you can see it there. I got on Amazon for £30, £25, £30. It was cheap.
Okay.
Compared to the mic.
Great.
But Somesh, that mic you show us, that's good for like podcasts, right? For speaking.
Yeah, that it says so. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never used it, so I've got no idea. But I'll show you what I've got, and then currently I'm just using this. This is what I'm using right now. So let me turn off this background, because it's really probably irritating for you. Okay, so this is what I'm using right now, which is just a plug-in USB mic, yeah. Just 25 bucks, that's like super cheap. And this is the Shure SM58, which is, you know, just a basic standard mic. So let's see what the difference is with that.
Samesh, would you be able to stop sharing your screen, because then I'll be able to see the bigger picture? Thanks.
Okay, so this is the mic I'm using right now. Just 25 bucks, also with the stand, really cheap. And this is the Shure 58, which is obviously just a standard mic. So this is the tech setup that I personally got, which, you know, we had one of these technical meetings with Pakande, Sergio Ramirez, and his sound is amazing, and he is a sound engineer. So I've actually got their recording on the Sacred Heart Collective website or YouTube channel, so it'd be good to take a look at that. But then we came up with the idea, like, okay, that we needed an interface, and we also came up with the idea that we needed a voice tone. So these are the two things that I got. I got the interface, which was just this really, really simple little box. And so it's got that one plug there. And
how many sockets have you got for that, for the mic?
the mic has just got one socket there.
Okay.
So that's just one mic socket. But for example, for you, Shivani, if you can have a microphone out from your Zoom into here, okay, and how would that work? And then you would have your Zoom plus another microphone. That wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not really going to get another audio interface. I mean, I've got this Zoom and it's got a USB or audio interface in it, and it's got two external things. So I'm not. I've already spent over £200 on this. I'm not going to buy another interface.
Are the external mics on that thing the 3-pin, or are they jack?
Yeah, they're 3-pin. They're XLR.
They're 3-pin. They're XLR. Okay.
So that works the same as this, for Shivani. Yeah. If I didn't have anything, I'd go for this because it's super cheap.
Yeah, it's just over £100.
And basically, you just plug it in to the computer. The computer recognizes it straight away. It's got your that 3-pin in, plus your guitar in as well. And it's got your monitor and your headphones jack. So it's pretty simple.
How much was that one?
That's all it does. It just interfaces between you and your computer. And then this is the thing that does the sort of magic. And this is another really cheap little box. And you get so many different types of these boxes, but this is the basic, cheap one.
What does that do? I actually can't see.
All it does is as reverb.
That was what I'm very interested about that, because I wanted to be able to play directly with Reverb also, but so this is the thing.
And that's all it does. So it's got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reverb settings with the amount of reverb that you want. Really easy to control. And I'll just show you how I set this up. Like this whole setup with those 2 boxes and the microphone and 3, the guitar lead, and 2, I think this is quite a long one, 10 meters and a 5 meter 3-pin lead. That was and the guitar stand was like £200. It was super cheap.
What's the main purpose of the reverb? How does it work with the voice and so on? Because I don't fully understand that.
It adds depth and feeling to your voice. So you'll see the difference now, okay? So you can hear what I sound like now. I'm gonna unplug everything and then just plug it, or I'll keep the other one on.
Right now you're with the mic of the computer?
That one I showed you, the plug-in USB. Right now I'm using this little one here. Just a plug-in. I think like 20 pounds or something like that. I'll plug that in there.
So the reverb just gives a bit of an echo, a bit like
echo. Yeah, you don't want echo. That's not the point. It gives it warmth, You're looking for like some more, just like warmth in the sound. So I plug that one in there. And I'll plug that into there, into the front of the Focusrite. What's the other way around? Plug that one there, out. That one out there, and the out. And I'm plugging that into the in of the Focusrite. That. And then this is for the mic. I'm going to plug the mic into the voice tone. Just like that. I just plugged it into the back there. And then I'm going to plug this into the microphone. Like that. There we go. Okay, so now I just want to monitor it with the headphones. I'll plug my headphones into that. So I've got a monitor level here. I can level how much level I want. And then I can also increase the sound in the mic, the volume in the mic with that button there. Or the sound, the volume in the guitar, the jack with that one there. So that's it there.
How can you tell with those levels? What tells you how to adjust them, or how this?
Because what's good about this is that, see, it tells you can see it green there. Testing, is just hitting red. Testing. So watch this. If I turn it right up to the top, you see it's peaking. See how it's peaking on there?
Yeah.
It's going red. You don't want that. But first, let me actually plug into the mic so you hear it. So now you're hearing the computer mic. So if I change it now, I'm going to change it to this. Oh no, you're hearing the computer mic. Now you hear the Scarlett. So I don't know if you can hear any difference there.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is with ambience. So in my voice tone. So that's just with a setting called ambience, okay? With on like medium level, like half level. But on the interface, that's the green is sort of going to orange a bit. So if I turned up the sort of the gain, then it would peak. You see the red? So you don't want it to peak, basically. That tells you you're getting too much input. It's peaking. So you just keep it in the green level. So that's quite easy to see.
That you can hear that distortion when it starts clipping.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you got original sound switched off?
Not yet. But now if I turn original sound on, that's the difference there.
You're only coming through on left.
On your headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also coming through on left on that.
If you switch off... If
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
If you switch off... in Zoom, you can tell it not to break out stereo.
So you got it
any difference?
stereo.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Why is that such a difference then? Stereo audio or not?
Because it's only coming through one channel, and it'll peak. It'll come through at the right level on that one channel. So this is just splitting it across the two, basically duplicating it.
Cool. Okay, there you go.
That's a reasonably new setting, that one, the stereo one and the high fidelity one. I couldn't tell because I don't have my headphones on.
Cool. So here's so that's ambience level. If I make it max ambience level, that's max ambience. Testing 1, 2, 3.
You sound really distant and more metallic in that one. Yeah.
So now, I think if I go to arena, so that's arena.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the one I said you sound like you're in a stadium.
Yeah, and that's mid. So that's mid sort of volume on arena.
Yeah.
And that's volume on arena. And then you've got studio. This is all medium. Studio. Room. Club. Theatre. Plate. I've got no idea what plate is. Plate?
I have no idea. I've got that on my mixer as well.
And hall. Plate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Theatre. Club. Room. Studio. Ambience. Arena. So yeah, it must be the I don't know the technical term for it.
I'm sure if you Google all of these, if you search for these things on Google, you'll find technical definitions of what they really mean, because they seem to be standard. Because mine's similar. I've got church, concert, theatre, room, chamber, digiverb, plate, spring, gated, reverse, delay, echo, ambience, early re, chorus, flanger, phaser. Yeah.
Cool. So you've also got all those options. So why don't you give us the rundown? So that's my basic setup. It's like £200, super simple, but it's all I need. I don't need anything more. I can plug my guitar in, can play guitar. It's basic level quality. Nothing super professional. So Peter, give us a rundown of your setup.
Just one question, Somesh. What was the name
hang on a sec, Peter.
What was the name of the pedal?
The interface. This one?
No, the other one. The pedal for the reverb.
Oh, sorry. It's called the TC Helicon. You get different ones. You get there's about 5 of them, different versions with different options.
Voice tone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess if you don't have a mixing desk or super, complicated interface that doesn't have all those options, like if I didn't have this, I wouldn't. It would just be, I just have a normal microphone.
Exactly, yeah. So I was
But
wondering,
yeah, with that it just gives that little bit of extra,
yeah, that's very nice. Okay.
really simply. Cool, Peter, go for it.
I just connected with my phone so I can get the other camera going. Is that me that's echoing like that?
No, I'm getting echo now. So you need to mute or
One
the
of them.
voice and the sound on one.
I'm just going to disconnect. Sorry, I know what's happening here. How's that? Ah, that's better. Okay. Really? How do I mute Zoom on my phone? Samesh?
Again, you got the buttons there. It's the same button. Mute.
Stop video. More. I just want to disconnect. Oh, disconnect audio. There you go.
Yeah.
There, that's better. Okay. So I'm trying to get the other camera going. No, not that one. Oh, bugger it. I was going to do that. So what I've got the Aston Stealth Mic. This one got for about £250 at the time. It's a really nice mic. Really high-end mic.
Which mic? Sorry.
Sorry?
Which mic? What is it? What is it called?
Aston Stealth. I did. I pasted a link to it a bit earlier up in the chat.
I don't see it anymore. Don't worry.
www.astonmics.com. If you go back to 7:38 p.m. in the chat, it's up there.
Yeah, but I don't see the chat from before I entered.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll paste it there again.
No worries.
There you go.
Thanks.
So that was that one. I did have this. I had a PreSonus audio interface, which is really cheap and nasty audio interface, and it didn't work nicely. It had a reasonable quality of sound, but it was impossible to not have the sound from the computer come back through the main output. So it just ended up looping back. So what I ended up doing is I got up a mixer, and that's the Behringer. No, thanks, Miles. This cost me about, the mix was about £130. Mum told me to have a shower. Or am I wrong? Sorry, one second, guys. What's that, Miles? Oh, I see. Sorry. Tasha's gone to go and get a vaccination. I've been left with the children, and they're kind of trying to sort themselves out. So that was the mixer. The mixer's really awesome, and it's got the built-in effects. You can see I've got church there. If I switch the effects on, then you'll get a bit of the echo, and then it's got loads of settings. You can loop through loop effects. You see each of these things here. You've got an auxiliary loop that you can use for effects pedals and the like, and then it's got a separate loop for effects which you can loop through using those connectors up there, but I haven't quite figured all of that out yet. It's a lot more than I need under the circumstances, and that's the setup that I've got at the moment. And then the PC sound just links. It connects via USB to the PC, so the sound goes straight from the mixer to PC, and the output from Zoom goes back into the mixer, into the earphones, and you can select whether the PC sound goes back into the main mix or just into the earphones, and that's so. And then I've got the guitar mix in there as well. The same as Samesh's setup. If you've got it's got a peak detector. If I turn the gain up on the mic, sorry, this is going to get a bit loud, and then I click it, you'll see that red light over there. Oh, you can't there. Come on. Did you see that? There's it might be flashing too fast, but it does tell you when it's peaking out. You get that flashes a red light at you. So that's how you set that up. It did come with instructions on how to set that up, and it's quite simple. Quite straightforward. So, right, I'm going to leave with that one because that's a bit confusing. And that's really all it is. The mixer, the mixing desk was a bit of a life changer, a bit of a game changer.
Can I ask you something about the mixing? Do you?
Yeah.
You can connect. You have various channels on the mixing desk.
Yes.
No, and yeah.
It's
you
a 12-channel.
The whole mixer to the sound interface.
The mixer has a sound interface built into it.
Ah, okay.
I'll send you a link on Amazon where I got it, and you can pick it up from there.
So you just connect the mixer directly to the computer.
That's right.
Okay.
And then it's 12 channels, so it's got 4 XLR inputs, and then it's got 2 stereo. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's got 2 stereo inputs, and then the other 4 channels are outputs. So it's got so 4 of the 12 channels are for output. So it's got two main out and two auxiliary out, and you can switch each channel between main and the alternate output, and you can also switch all of the effects and auxiliary outputs to between main and alternate output. It's very flexible. Basically, there's an infinite number of ways you can configure this and still get it to work. I have played around with it with a looping station, and I plugged but that's just using the auxiliary output, and it would take the auxiliary output, because that was post mix, so I could mix the microphone and the guitar into the looping station, and then have the looping station come back into its own channel, so I could specifically set the effects and the EQ and the gain on the output of the looper.
Can you show us that?
But I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't really have.
Do you have the looper there?
Yeah, give me a second.
So is that making sense, Aura?
Yeah, I do, because to be honest, for me it's very new, so I will tell you when better is done. But I'm still finding out a way to connect various instruments at once, and also to be able to put the effects in your sound when you're playing live. You know that.
That's right.
That's very important, actually. To have a little bit reverb, or to have a little bit of.
So that's the looper. It's cheap, £55 on Amazon.
Oh.
It's very simple. Start, stop, press and hold to cancel, to delete, double click to undo.
So that just gives you one loop?
No. This gives you, it's one single control. You can have 9 loops on here, with unlimited overdubbing and a maximum overall recording time of 40 minutes.
Okay, so in my example, if I had a drum beat,
yeah,
and I laid a drum beat down like dum 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 dum, whatever,
yeah,
and then I wanted to put a shaker on top of that,
yes,
you could do that with that.
Yeah,
machine.
for sure.
9 different instruments.
It'd be rather pointless.
At the same time?
It's infinite, unlimited overdubbing. So you can overdub as many times as you want, but it's got a maximum of 40. So if you've got a 1-minute loop, you can overdub 40 times, because then you reach your 40-minute maximum recording time.
Okay. So if you loop 10 seconds.
Yeah, if you loop 10 seconds, then you can
400 have 400 or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
6 times 40, whatever that comes to. Yeah. 240. 240 overdubs. Why you'd ever want to do that? That'd be a lot of noise over 10 seconds.
So why
but you can also record.
Why would you choose that instead of like the 505 or?
Because this costs £55 and the 505 costs £500. And also, it's tiny. It's tiny, so I can have it down here amongst my feet, and it's not really in the way of anything.
And
then it's a
how
pedal.
does it work? You press it once to start the loop, start the recording.
You press it once to start recording. You press it once to stop, and then it goes into playback, and then you press it again to go into record, and that'll overdub on that playback, and it'll keep on and that'll keep on recording over and over and over again until it'll stop recording. It'll overdub on the loop.
So every time you press it once, it records again, overdubs.
No, you press it once to record once. So if there's nothing on it, I press it once and it will record, and then when I press it again, it'll take what I've recorded and loop it.
Okay, yeah. So how
And
do
then
you start the recording again?
It'll give me a blue light. And then if I press it again, it'll go red, which means it's recording, and it will stay red, looping around. And it shows you how far. So if you've recorded 10 seconds of sound, it starts in that corner, and then it'll take 10 seconds to go all the way around. It's just got a light that runs around, so you can see how far into the loop it is. When you press it again, it goes red, which means it's recording, and it'll carry on recording over that, and you can overdub as much as you want on that. Once you've done recording, you press it again, it'll go back into playback, and it'll obviously play back what is just recorded. You can press and hold will delete the last record. So if you make a mistake, you can press and hold it and then re-record it. So it's a very, very simple interface, one single button. The idea is it's designed as a guitar pedal.
Cool. And how do you plug that into your mixer?
Right, that's a bit more complicated.
Is it a jack or a 3-pin?
It's jack. So I've got a bunch of these patch leads.
Okay, so it's just a patch
No,
lead.
I can tell you I've been spending a lot of money over the last couple of weeks.
So the looper is £50 and the patch leads are 200.
The patch leads are 6 for £12. So they're 6 for £10.
Okay.
So I plug inputs on that side. So I'll plug that's the input. It's going to go into the send here, which is there, and then I'll feed it back into its own channel, which will be on channel 3. Hi, Tash. Everything okay? Right.
But for example, in my setup, to add something like that, I'm going to need a mixer. Because there's no
yes,
I've got a guitar
would.
input, which is
you'd
a
be able
jack.
to, if you had a microphone that could plug into your guitar jack, then you would be able to use that. But you would need I would strongly recommend getting a mixer.
Yeah.
You can get XLR to jack adapters, but then you'd need to get one with 48 volt phantom power.
You can just buy one adapter from XLR
Yeah.
to jack. It's a small thing.
If your microphone needs the phantom power, then you'll need one that's got power as well. But you can get them.
Oh yeah, that also.
Cool. Sorry, you were showing me before I interrupted you. Sorry.
Okay. We can try and plug it in and see if we can get it working.
Is it super complicated? Is it easy to do?
I'm showing off my toys.
I see.
Men like showing off toys. Favorite thing to do.
The extension.
Aura's gone to get her toys. Everybody's getting their toys out.
Go.
Another day
Well,
at Sacred Sound
I
Festival.
finished teaching, so I was going to put my babies to sleep.
Ah.
Boys and toys. Right. Oops.
I'll say.
Right, it's a bit difficult. I don't know if you can see it there now. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So you can switch. So it's on 1 now. You can switch. So that's the loop number. You can have up to 9 separate loops set up. But unlike the 505, you can't just switch between them with a pedal. You've got to switch between them with the button. So it's a bit harder. It's harder to switch. But let's see if we can get a loop going. We're going to need a aux send. How's that going to work? I'm going to have to shut off the mic. Otherwise, weird things are going to happen. So I'm going to go quiet for a second. We should be hearing some. Ah, there we go. So now I've got the levels shut down on the mic and the guitar. I'm using the aux send, the auxiliary send, to send the mic signal that's clipping. Is that better? Yeah. Is that still clipping?
No, sounds good.
It's still sounding a little bit iffy. But now I should be able to do a loop. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,
It's going.
3, 4, 5, 2, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9, 10, 9.
That's
So-
scary and brilliant at the same time.
Quick and easy to set up. This is one possible way to set it up. Possibly another way that you can get it. It's difficult. I haven't quite figured out how to get the wet signal from the looper, but without the dry. So I can't use the mic, the clean signal from the mic on the mixer, and the looped signal from the looper. It has to go through the looper, which is irritating.
And hopefully you wouldn't pick up the click of the looper itself, because it's quite a.
It's just got to be
loud
far away.
click,
It's
huh?
got to be, yeah. That isn't. It is an issue. It needs to be further away from the microphone.
Yeah.
And if I'm wearing thick socks, and
Helps.
and it's on the floor on a carpet, then it has to make less noise.
Okay. Because it's quite a click.
Yeah.
Quite a
Because
click.
you remember Eli's song, "Comes Back Like a Boomerang." I played around a bit with that.
Yeah.
Just with a shaker. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 comes back like a boomerang. 1, 2, 3 comes back like a boomerang. 1, 2, 3 comes back like a boomerang. It's a really, really nice song to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great.
So-
Nice. I think I have to get a mixer and one of those pedals, because what the 505 is, what, £500, huh?
Yeah.
£400 or so.
I think the 505 will have a higher sound quality. You hear the quality of this sound as it is now. That's with the mic clean.
Yeah.
And if I take that off, that's through the looper. You can hear it's got a bit tinny.
Yeah. Okay.
I can probably balance it. I'll maybe put in a low pass filter. How's that? That is a little bit. It is a bit better with the low pass filter. Yeah. But it's designed as a guitar pedal. So probably not that fussed about frequency response.
Can I ask you something, Peter?
Yep.
So if you want to use the looper, for example, for voice or for flute, no, then you cannot put, but you want also this nice reverb or nice quality of the sound. So how do you connect everything? You cannot, huh? So
You can, because I can.
you will have
I
to.
can either take the output of the mix is completely dynamic and you're configurable. You can set up anything to go anywhere. So there's one way you can do it is to set up the output of the microphone and guitar channels, all of your instruments, to go to the alternate output. And then you connect the looper to the alternate output, and coming back into its own channel, which goes back into the main output. That would be one option. The way that I've got it set up now is the auxiliary output goes out pre-fader, which is also pre-effects, so it probably won't get any effects on this. Oh, because I've got the microphone. Wait, hang on. No, we won't get any effects. That's right, but then I can turn the effects on the looper pedal itself, so I've still got control over that. But it's not as I don't have, I can't set that up per instrument. Whereas if I were to use the alternate output, so direct everything, all of my instruments to the alternate output, and then have that alternate output going through the looper and back into its own channel, which goes into main. Then you'll be able to set up the effects for each instrument. Well, the effects levels for each instrument. This mix, you can set up a single effect for the entire desk. So you can't set up different effects for different instruments, and you can't stack them. You can't stack them directly on the mixer. But of course, you can also direct the mixer, the effects output. It's got an effects loop that you can connect guitar pedals to. So I could, for intents and purposes, connect the looper pedal as to the effects loop as well.
Or you could use a separate microphone just for the looper. That I see sometimes that people do that, like they use one mic for the loop station and one mic for the, let's say, like the main soloist voice or something.
Yeah, that would probably be easier. That would probably be easier, because then you don't have this issue of having to.
That's good. So you plug your mic, a separate mic, directly into the loop station.
That's right. And you just have it going into its own channel.
Yeah, that sort of solves the whole problem, doesn't it?
The only reason I might want to do it the way that I've set it up at the moment is so that I can have all of the instruments. I can have the microphone and the guitar and keyboard and whatever other mics all going into the same, all pre-mixed before it goes into the looper.
What was the name of this looper? Of this little one? Wait, sorry.
I think it was the Behringer.
No, the Behringer was the.
That's the mixer.
The mixer. I don't know. I'll have a look on Amazon.
Sorry? Oh, okay.
In
How was
fact.
the COVID vaccine? I got vaccinated. Oh, I thought it was a test or something. No, I got vaccinated. Oh,
That was one. No, that wasn't one. That's the looper. Be careful when you buy pedals. They don't come with power supplies.
Okay, they don't.
With what?
Pedals.
If you buy
pedals
effects
don't come
pedals,
with
they don't come with.
power supplies, yeah.
Sounds horrible. That's better. Yeah. The effects pedals don't come with power supplies. You need to buy them separately.
Well, loopers come in all sorts of different sizes and shapes and prices as well. There's so many different types
Yes.
of pedals.
So this is a cheap one, and I did buy it as a toy, as an experiment thing for the whole household to use. So that's the mixer, and then Legato guitar looper. Zoom, and then that's the looper. Yeah, I just noticed now as I was demonstrating it to you that the quality of the sound coming out isn't great. I think it would be fine for a guitar, but I think if you want to get one for voice, it's something to be aware of.
Yeah, exactly. What things are good for guitar, what things are good for voice or flute or something like that can be different, right? Yeah.
What's the quality of the Behringer mixer like? Is that good?
Yeah, I'm talking through the mixer at the moment. I'm very impressed with the quality of this.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you at all then. So
It's because I was muted.
Okay.
It's cheap. That's £133. That's not bad.
£133, and it's got individual gain control, low pass filter. It's got a compressor on 4 of the channels, so it's got 4 individual compressors. And then the 3-band EQ, auxiliary loop, FX loop, obviously pan and balance, all the rest of that stuff, and the USB interface. And this one's got the effect stack as well, which is really nice.
So why did you go for that one and not another one?
Why did I go for that one? Because I wanted effects. I didn't want to have to mess around with other pedals and things, just to get a basic reverb.
I need to turn on the computer.
Get a little bit of reverb. No, that's too little. How's that? There you go. To get some kind of effect, so you don't have everything coming through completely dry. And I wanted to get a compressor. You can't really hear the difference, but it's something that you feel more than you hear.
What does
the
a
compressor does
do?
make a difference. It evens out the quality of your voice or the guitar. So where you have where your voice, the volume of your voice, not over a long period, over a short period, varies quite a lot. The compressor evens it out. It takes those croaks that dip down completely and levels them out, and it just makes your voice sound a little bit smoother. It's very hard to tell the difference. This is compressed, and this is uncompressed. It's not something that you hear. It's something you feel.
What extras did you buy with that system? You had some cables and stuff like that. Do you have to buy the?
So yeah, I had to get the microphone cable, obviously, 2 microphone cables, because one of them stopped working. The guitar lead, that's down. That's quite an important thing. Is having the right angle guitar lead. Particularly, I like playing sitting cross-legged on the floor or playing on the couch, and then the lead tends to jam into the floor. It gets really irritating. So right angle guitar lead.
Yeah, good idea.
And then for the effects, the jack leads, the patch leads, these little things.
Just small ones though.
Yeah.
10 centimeters, 20 centimeters.
These are 60 centimeters.
Okay.
Bunch of them. And then earphones and adapters, of course. And then it comes with its own USB cable. A lot of the adapters and things I bought before I got this thing, so I've got a lot of wiring and hardware now that I don't really need. But at least I'm in a position now that I can plug anything into anything.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yep.
thank you.
I'm LGBT compliant.
What's that then?
We've got all sorts of adapters.
I can plug anything into anything.
I don't want to know what that means. I'm too young. So thanks, Peter. That's awesome. I think we should leave it there because that's really fried my brain a bit. And if anybody else has any other biting questions, we could try answer them now, or we could reconvene next year when our brains have sort of defried themselves. All this tech talk.
It's a complex world, but what I'm realizing is, you can always sell on your stuff when you decide to upgrade to the next thing. And that little Focusrite one that you've got, Samesh, I mean, that's I did look at that. It's like sort of good, basic, economical, entry level, and it's kind of like, I don't want to get too complicated. But yeah, this thing about what works for guitar, what's good for voice. I've got the same thing. I've got the crystal bowls, Tibetan bowls, the gong. They require different placing, and so it's
becoming professional now, Shivani. You have to upgrade your tech knowledge.
Well, my technology has been seriously upgraded in the last 6 months, and now in this call. So Yeah, so thank you everyone. Thanks for sharing that. Great. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank
Aura,
you.
anything to add?
No, just that I'm very happy because I had really this question of I just got my sound card and I was really thinking that I could do the reverb directly with the sound card, and then I was so frustrated knowing that I could not. But now I understand. Okay, I need to probably buy a separate pedal or a mixer or something. So that is problem question solved. Just a little
Great.
bit.
Yeah. You'll see what that is again. It's the TC Helicon voice tone.
Voice tone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is
They're
That
nice.
looks,
really
yeah,
good.
that sounded good. Yeah.
Mm.
By the way, the sound card that I bought is quite a good one. Just that doesn't have an effect. But if anybody is looking for one, this is like this SSL 2 Plus. You know it? It's
I
like
don't know. Don't know.
I can't see.
Okay. So that's like an interface for
yeah,
the
it's an
computer, yeah?
interface, but it's you have also two MIDI inputs.
Okay.
Two
Nice.
MIDI inputs. So that's
And that doesn't have any effects on it?
no, unfortunately, and I thought it had.
Yeah.
But then a friend that is sound engineer, they say no, like the sound cards usually like the interfaces is just like it just takes the sound. There are
Okay.
some sound cards that you can have effects, but they are like double the price already.
Okay. So you would have a mixer that would go into that sound card if the mixer didn't have an interface in it already.
Yeah.
Or you'd have the voice tone and that goes into the
effect like that,
interface,
so
a mixer, yeah. The mix card, the sound card,
one
yeah.
of those. Yeah. So now I understand that now. Like,
Oh, thanks everyone for
Okay.
sharing your
God bless everybody. Thank you so
tech
much.
wisdom.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, God bless. Ciao.
Ciao.